Hey, everybody. All right. So it is, or just passed, American Thanksgiving just passed. Traditionally, in the NHL, at American Thanksgiving time, teams evaluate what they've got and there's moves. And that's not really what we're talking about exactly today. But also, at this time of the year, if you're in the playoffs, it's thought that you will, at this point, it's thought that you will be there at the end of the season as well. It won't happen for every single team, but a lot of teams that are in the playoffs right at this moment will be in the playoffs at the end of the season. So we're here to talk about those teams, and we're going to try to figure out which teams we think will actually still be there in the playoffs and which teams will not make it to the playoffs. And then consequently, we'll probably try to figure out the teams that are out of the playoffs right now that might make it into the playoffs at the end of the season. To do that, I'm joined by down below me, my co-host on Hab Normal's podcast and over at Talking Habs Media, Matt on the other side there, the two guys from the Flyer Gonna Flyra podcast, and that is Eric down opposite me over there, and next on the other side of me there is Alex. All right, boys. Who wants to start off? How you guys doing? How's that? Say hi.
Well, I'm newly engaged, so that's a thing.
Why? Like I used to say, like why? No, I'm just joking. Congrats.
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Exactly. Right. Two guys have been married for a while. I'm separated.
Save yourself, Alex. Save yourself.
We're both thinking the same thing. Why? No. Like I said the other podcast, I thought Nicole was smarter than that, but I guess not.
Jeez. What am I
No, I'm telling you, Alex, it's just gonna be a whole lot of fun.
I'm sure it will be. I can't wait for the stress of financially preparing for the wedding.
Oh yeah, that's fun. All right. Speaking of stress, which teams are stressed out about not being in the playoffs, and which teams are not stressed out because they are in the playoffs? No, well, actually, we're going to make final standings predictions, I guess, from the teams that are in the. Well, I explained it already.
Yep.
Who wants to talk other than myself? Somebody?
Well, let's bring up the standings. Rick, let's start with the West. We'll have some fun with that one since it's the one that we're not too. Our teams are not in with.
Hang on, let me get it. There we go. All right,
so these are as of going into tonight as we're recording this, correct?
What's that?
So,
Bruins and Flyers, I believe, are both out as of right now. The Canadians.
Oh, we're in. We're in right now.
We're in right now.
Yeah.
The first wild card, in fact.
But that's not the West.
I honestly, dude, with the points, how tight they are, like you just never know from day to day right now.
I was going to say.
But.
We got more points than you right now.
But wait a second. It's very important.
The division right now.
Philadelphia and Boston or Montreal, we're not in the West. We just said we're going to talk about the West.
We're talking about the West right now.
This is very important.
Here Boston, we are standings-wise right now. Colorado leading the way in the Central Division at 42 points. That team looks like a damn wagon. Nothing shocking there. They still have only one regulation loss. Dallas Stars second in the Central at 38 points, 17-5-4. They look very good too. Not Colorado good. Colorado, like I said, looks like the team to beat early on. And then the Minnesota Wild, who kind of rebounded a little bit this year. I think they were the first wild card last year. They look a little bit better this year so far. They haven't had a regulation loss in their last 10 games. That's something of note. They've been on a bit of a heater. They are third in the Central, but the Pacific is where the surprises come in. First place, the Anaheim Ducks at 15-9-1 lead the way in that division, 31 points. Kings right on their tail, also at 31 points. Ducks do have the tiebreaker in regulation wins 9-7. And then Vegas, the current overtime merchants of the NHL at 11-8-8. Are the third spot.
6-8, 11, 6-8. And
11, 6, it looks like an 8. I couldn't tell.
And LA's not that far behind with the overtime losses.
Point being, they are the overtime merchants of the group. No questions asked. Then the Kraken and Blackhawks hold the wild card spots. So Gentlemen, let's get right into this. How many of these 8 teams do you think ultimately make the playoffs? And out of those 8 teams, out of the teams you think that do miss, who replaces them? Eric, let me start with you.
Oh, okay.
Put you on the spot.
I was kind of daydreaming for a little bit. We're talking about the East, right?
West.
No, West.
West.
On the screen.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah,
Look
the
at
West.
your screen, man. Look at your screen.
Yeah, no, because I was trying to bring up some stats on Minnesota while Alex was talking. I was expecting to go first.
Why'd you bring up the East?
But no, I'm good. The only teams right now I can see probably in the West that are gonna probably miss out, that are in a spot like as of today. I gotta say, like, the 2 wild cards right now, Seattle and Chicago. Like, look, Chicago's playing really well at the moment. They've been like I don't say really well. They've been like a mediocre, I guess, like win one, lose one, win one, lose one. Like Bedard has taken it to like a whole nother level. So that's really encouraging for Chicago, because there was a little bit of concern going around last year.
Yeah.
Like, oh man. And look, Seattle is, I don't know, they're like kind of overachieving a little bit at the moment. I guess maybe they're taking advantage of a kind of a weak Pacific. So because look, it's not like Seattle's has like the greatest record either. Like, well, they're 11-7-6, so they are pretty good. But like, I was looking at their points leaders before, and it's like they just have like a lot of balanced scoring. I think they have like 9 guys with like 10 or more points, but they don't have a guy that's even close to a point per game. So that's, I don't know, it's kind of weird in a way. So like, is that really like sustainable? You know, like Jaden Schwartz with 15 points. Sorry. Jason Schwartz with 15 points is like your leading scorer. Like, I don't know, like Matty Beans there, Beniers, like only 14 points in 24 games. So like, look, they have guys that are putting up points, but you have to figure, right? At one point, Edmonton's going to wake up. Like, you would kind of assume Edmonton's going to wake up. So probably Edmonton pushes, I would say, at least one of those teams out of the wild card spot. And then who knows? Like, who's going to take Chicago out? Like, Utah had a great start to the season. Then all of a sudden they start to dip like the last few games. Like, they're 3-4-3 in their last 10. So I think, look, Edmonton figures it out at one point. Even Winnipeg's been on a bit of a slump, but they're getting decimated with injury. So, yeah, I think at least one of Edmonton or Winnipeg or Utah is going to take at least 2 of those 3 spots. So, yeah, I don't believe in Chicago right now. I think they eventually, and Seattle, no. I think that's just fool's gold right now.
I tend to agree with that. I agree with both of those wild cards, and I have one extra team I'm going to add, and that's the LA Kings. I was very against a lot of the moves that they made in the offseason. I didn't like them adding CC and Dumoulin. I didn't really understand why they added those 2 pieces on their back end. And I still think their bottom end of their decor is pretty weak just as a collective whole. And I'm not the biggest Hiller guy. That's the name of the head coach, Hiller, right?
Mm-hmm. Jim Hiller,
yeah,
I think.
Not the biggest fan of him. One of the biggest criticisms I gave of him is he practically played 2 deep pairings in the playoffs the entire time. And like that third pairing only saw like 8-9 minutes. And I think he's just going to coach their way out of the playoffs. I'm not a heavy believer in the Kings this year. I think a lot of their talent is on the older side. I mean, Byfield's good, obviously. There's a lot to show there. But then Anze Kopitar is in his last year, so Drew Doughty is getting up there in age. They do have some young talent. Kevin Fiala is a stud. But I do worry about the Kings' defensive depth in the long term. And then obviously Seattle and Chicago piggyback off of that as well. I think all those 3 teams miss. And if I had to pick the teams I replicate to take their spots, I'm with you, Eric. Edmonton, they have way too much offensive firepower. You have 2 of the best 5 players in the world. It's only a matter of time until that team gets going. I do think they eventually address their goaltending issues. I can't imagine that they're going to go Skinner the whole way after year after year after year of this. I do think they're going to address it somewhere along the lines. So Edmonton, I think, will eventually get going. And Winnipeg deserves some love. This is a team that won the President's Trophy last year, and they've still won 13 games. The only reason why they're a point out of the playoffs right now is because they haven't lost any games in overtime. All their losses were in regulation. So,
also,
argument for me to scream 3-2-1-0, but besides the point. Winnipeg, I think they will find their way in eventually. And then the Utah Mammoth. This is a team I've been high on for a while. I think they're getting close. I do think they're pushed for a playoff spot. I am a believer in the Anaheim Ducks. I don't think they win the division, but I do think they get in. I think Vegas still ultimately wins that division and gets it going. I think maybe Anaheim could get second, though. And maybe we get an Anaheim versus Edmonton first round, which would be something different probably from the yearly Kings-Oilers first round matchup. I do think the Avs and Stars clearly are the 1-2 spots. I could see Utah push for third and maybe Minnesota drop to a wild card. But I do think Minnesota is good enough to make the playoffs. They got enough talent. They have good netminders. The deep core is sustainable enough. I'm not crazy about John Hines. I never had. I'm sorry. Who's Minnesota's coach? Hines is in Nashville, right? Or is
No, it is.
Or is he in Minnesota?
Isn't Hines in Minnesota?
Hines is in Minnesota.
Hines is in. I'm sorry. He was in Nashville before. So apologies on that mix-up.
I think anyway.
I'm not a big believer in John Hines.
Sure.
So I do think Minnesota has a talent to get in, but I don't think they're going to make much noise. They're going to be kind of like last year. I think they're a wild card team that's probably one and done, but they're like the Leafs of the West. We've called it before. I'm going to stick with that group until proven otherwise. But those are my three teams I see falling out and the three teams that are replacing them. Nordy, your turn. What do you got?
Yeah, so I do agree. I think Seattle and Chicago do end up falling out. I will say this. I think that those top three in the Central, I don't think that changes from now to the rest of the season. I think Winnipeg does make a wild card spot, but I'm interested to see, kind of what hole they might be in once Hellebuck comes back. Because
right.
I think it's going to be too big in the division. I think they're going to have to make a wild card. And if that's the case, then they should. I think Hellebuck is that good once he gets back. As long as he, kind of finds his form and stays there, they'll be fine. Do think Edmonton also does take a wild card spot as well. They might even, they could jump up, maybe in the 2 or 3 spot in the division, depending on what LA and Vegas do. They've been kind of up and down, a lot of bumps in the road, but I am in agreement. I think Winnipeg and Edmonton take the last 2 wild card spots.
So you got 6 of the 8 retaining. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And like I said, I do think that, again, there could be movement in that top 3, probably between Minnesota and Dallas, because I just think Colorado's is pulling way away. But I think that top 3 in the Central, I don't think that changes. I think those will be the 3 in the Central. Then in the Pacific, that's where things can kind of get a little interesting. But I do think the Anaheim Ducks, I don't want to say for real because they're still very young, but I do think they'll stay in the playoff picture. I think they're good enough. I am interested to see kind of what happens now with Dahl still being out and kind of how that affects them. But
how long is he out for? I didn't hear this.
I'm not sure.
Well,
I have him on fantasy, so
it's a lengthy injury.
That didn't help.
Let me check.
All right, are you done?
But yeah, I was gonna see how long Dostal's out for.
I think it's like 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not horribly serious. I didn't know about it though. Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Oh, I didn't know if Matt was done. Okay, I'm going to agree with Matt on the Central that I don't think that's going to change. I think Minnesota had a slow start, but I think they'll have a decent finish. So I don't think they're going to fall out there. Because I don't really see. I don't have confidence. It would be Utah, right? Utah's in their division, and Chicago, right? In Central.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, Chicago's there now, but I don't know that Bedard can carry them the whole way like that in a playoff spot. I don't think so. Seattle don't really have confidence that they'll do it either. So I don't think the wild card spots are going to stay. But I don't know. I don't have confidence in Edmonton. Honestly, I don't have confidence in Edmonton to maybe make a wild card, but I don't think better than that. And if they wait till the trade deadline, will they have enough time? If they acquire a goalie, will they have enough time to make that count? I don't know. Utah.
No, I agree. I think if they're gonna get a goalie, they need to do it before Christmas.
Soon. Yeah, they got to do it soon. If they don't do that,
like I said with Winnipeg, it's really gonna come down to what's the hole gonna be like. You know, like with Winnipeg, what's the hole gonna be like when Hellebuck comes back? I don't think they're gonna have a shot at getting a top 3 spot in the Central, but I do think they'll still be in the wild card picture.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I definitely think how they do without Hellebuck is going to kind of decide if they're going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know who's really going to replace them because St. Louis they're not going anywhere. I don't believe that. Now in the Pacific, I'm not. You know what? If Edmonton isn't able to make it their way up into the top 3, like I don't know if that changes. Just the order that might change. That's my phone notification. So that's how I see it there. I like the Central to stay as it is. I think there could be a lot of movement. The rest of the teams there. So for me, I'm confident in 3 teams still being there in the playoffs, and I know some of the other ones will be there, but I just don't know where. Like I don't see anybody really replacing Anaheim, LA, and Vegas. I don't. So Edmonton maybe, and I'm not confident in that. So yeah, that's best I got for you guys.
Yeah, Edmonton would have to go on like a massive winning streak, I think, to even just come close to hitting well, not to come close, because look, Edmonton does have 27 points at the moment, right? And like Anaheim's at 31 leading the division, although like they do have a game in hand, but they've been struggling a little bit, Anaheim. So like, look, could Edmonton catch maybe one of these teams? Like it's possible. It's possible.
Yeah, they could.
But they got to really go on a roll though. Like they can't keep on like fucking around like they are right now. Like, come on.
You can't have the inconsistent goaltending, and we ought to know. Look at the Habs; they were doing fantastic. The goaltending got and it's a big problem. And I don't know. You trust Skinner to Skinner and Pickard. That's your combo,
right? Well, and like I said, it goes back to like what we talked about with Winnipeg. It's like how long does Edmonton wait before they make a move?
Well,
like how much distance do they want?
Waited
between them and the playoffs. Like I know they're tied basically right now for that second wild card spot. There's 4 teams tied.
I think the desperation of the McDavid contract is going to make them make a move sooner rather than later. They know they're on clock with that.
They've waited 3 years already. He's like, what's another couple of years? It's only a couple of years.
But the problem in Edmonton, I think
superstar might leave.
Yeah. But the problem in Edmonton, I think, also lies a little deeper than even just goaltending. Like their defense this year has not been great whatsoever.
True.
Even their depth scoring is like almost non-existent. Like I don't know. Like someone was
really outside of Nuge, right? I mean, there really hasn't been much. And he
Nuge
went down. I know he just came back from injury.
Exactly. And like someone was speculating. I don't remember if it was Merrick or somebody. Anyway, somebody was speculating, or it was Pignon. I'm not sure which one it was. But like they were speculating, like, does maybe Edmonton like not necessarily take a step back, but it's like, listen, it's like it's not our year. It's not gonna happen this year.
Yeah, I saw
next year. Yeah, like next year we're gonna have like $20 million in cap space open up, and we could start making
in the P.A.P game.
Yeah, so it's like, like because they have no cap space. Edmonton has nothing. Even if they want to bring in a goalie,
right?
Like, who are they going to bring in, like, on a dirt cheap contract?
And where they're going to get him from?
Yeah, exactly. So
not that much there for them to get. So I don't know. I'm not confident with Edmonton.
I forget if it was the GM or somebody in Edmonton that said it. Is like, they're like, who are we going to get right now that's doesn't have as many concerns as not Jeff Skinner, but as Skinner at the moment. Like Tristan Jarry. No, but look, the names that are out there, like Laurent Brossoit that just came back, like he's been hurt for 2 years.
There's not a lot for them. There's not a lot of choice there for them.
And even Tristan Jarry's making 5 point whatever million he's making, and
he's inconsistent.
He's been inconsistent.
Look, Jarry when healthy is actually I actually like Tristan Jarry, but when he's healthy,
when he's on
Jarry, he's never fucking healthy.
Well, okay, that goes with what I see. When he's on, he's great, but he's not on enough.
But that's because he's always fucking hurt.
I guess that's why. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think I don't know. I think this might be like a step back here for Edmonton.
I think he might be right, and I think I read it was an article or something. I saw a video. I'm not sure, but I think I saw the same thing as you, and it kind of made sense to me. Like I don't see them digging out of this, even though they're not that far out. But is even that sustainable for them? I don't know, because it's not just the goaltending, like you say. There's other problems there that they don't have the money to dig out of, and that's a big problem. In the NHL these days, right? You don't have money, you're screwed.
Exactly. There was even like talk going on. I think it was last week, and I heard the Flyers listed. I'm like, no, please no. But Darnell Nurse's name is out there.
Yeah.
And then I swear to God, Alex, I heard his name linked to the Flyers. I'm like, no. Oh man.
Listen, we already have fucking pylon defenseman. We don't need an expensive pylon defenseman. Nope.
Yep. And he can only be linked to teams that have money because that's a pretty big contract.
Yeah. 9 plus there.
Yeah. So,
but plus either way, he has a full no move anyway. So I don't even know if he wants to even leave.
Yeah. I'll have to reiterate my haiku on shootouts I used to do on Twitter back when the Flyers were bad at them. No. Just no 17 times.
That's all.
No. All set with Darnell Nurse. No.
I agree with that. I wouldn't want him. Maybe at $2 million.
Yeah, if you want to eat half of that contract, maybe we can talk about this a little bit.
Right.
I'm not taking him at over 9. Screw that.
You'll see what happens. All right. Shit, did we go through it all already?
Yeah. Let's go to the East.
We covered the West.
Go to the East. Off to the East.
East side.
The best conference.
Yep.
All right, who's going first? I'll go first. All right. I don't like Boston to stay there. Why? Because I fucking hate Boston, and I hate the fact that they should be on the bottom, and somehow they're still there.
They're not going to last.
I mean, okay, let's all forward. Is that sustainable?
No.
No, and especially I don't know what
right now.
I don't know what the Pasternak injury is.
He's not going to keep this pace up. As good as he is, he's been fantastic this year. He's not going to end up with over 50 goals. He'll have a point where he slows down eventually.
Well, yeah. No, I'll agree with that, but still, he could have 50 goals.
Well, what's the Pasternak injury too? Because
nobody knows. Apparently,
I have no idea.
I had no idea until last night when
they have no Lindholm. They
put
have
in
no
the chat that was a topic for
Pasternak out right now. It's only a matter of time till Hampus Lindholm gets hurt because he's a walking injury.
So
I'm
how
telling
are
you
they
right now,
doing
with you guys, they're going to fall out at some point.
So how are they doing this?
Plus, they played more games than anyone else.
That's true. That's how they're. Yeah.
You want to know how they're doing it? You want to know how they're doing it, Rick?
They played more games than anybody.
No, Jeremy Swayman. Expected goals against 64.38. Goals saved above expected 19.4. He's leading the league.
Swayman's trying to make up for last season.
He's the reason they beat us. I mean, I watched that game start to finish.
He was.
I mean, we should have. It should have been like 7 to whatever it was.
That record outside of Geeky and Pasternak is cheeks.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so Boston, I don't think stays there. Montreal, if they don't get their act, if we don't get our act together, the team, they're gonna be lucky to hold a wild card spot. So they've got to play better. If they do, I think they're capable of holding the spot they have. I had a hot take for them to win the division, still out there, but I said it wasn't 100% serious thing. And I said third place. That's where I actually see them. They're holding it. They're going to have to be more consistent in their play. If they can do that, I think they can hold that. So Tampa's going to have a playoff spot. Will they be first in the division? I don't know. That's going to depend on teams like Ottawa, Detroit. You know what? I think Tampa's going to hold a spot there because I wouldn't have confidence in those other teams.
That's
right?
Tampa. That team just won't die.
Just won't die. They got the experience.
Their depth is mid now.
Yeah,
but their star talent just is keeping them in it.
Yeah, but who's gonna take? I don't know. Unless Ottawa should be able to play better.
I don't. Two teams out of this group.
I'm confident. Okay, so that's the East, the Atlantic Metropolitan. Carolina, I don't see going anywhere.
They're gonna make it.
Jersey probably gonna stay there too. Probably Washington too. I kind of see Metropolitan maybe changing order in there, but that's probably the three teams more than likely, unless you guys do something. Pittsburgh to me is a pretender. I don't think they can sustain that.
Oh God, no.
Right? Islanders have some injury problems and shit. I don't think they might get a wild card, maybe. Ottawa. Did you see? Okay, one of the comments Dakota wanted to make was that Brady Tkachuk is back. He feels that the Senators play better without him.
Yeah, I've heard that narrative before.
So that was going to be a comment. So Ottawa, I don't know. Detroit, I don't know.
Fraudulent. Guys, scam. Guys, scam.
Florida, I don't know. We'll see how they play when Tkachuk comes back. Because they're digging themselves a hole. Toronto, they down. You can't see them putting the thumbs down. Buffalo, well, yeah, that's a laugh. So
hey, don't sleep on Buffalo. Don't sleep on Buffalo.
No, I'm sleeping.
I don't think they can work their way.
Yo, you know why I'm saying don't sleep on Buffalo? Honestly,
what?
This year I'm very disappointed by the Atlantic Division.
And
you know what? They could sneak in. Like,
okay,
look, right now they're slopping Winnipeg right now.
Yeah, okay, maybe, but I don't see it. And it's not don't sleep on Buffalo. What I've heard is don't sleep in Buffalo. It's just horrible there. That's what I've heard. So don't do that.
I don't. All I'm saying is don't count them out yet.
You know what though? I mean, the point is pretty tight there. One team on the bottom goes on a winning streak, and they'll rise up. But is it sustainable? So what I'm saying is, Boston, I don't see staying there. Pittsburgh, I don't see staying there. I don't really see you guys staying there. Those are the three teams I think would fall out.
Yeah, well, look.
Silence. Do you hear that? Silence.
Well, no,
silence them.
The only team right now that's out, in my opinion, that's out of the playoff picture right now in the East that I think is most probably going to be a lock to make it is actually Ottawa. I think Ottawa is making it one way or another.
You've been high on Ottawa all year, though. I know that for sure.
Yeah, and look, like Tkachuk's coming back. I think they'll figure it out. Like, I think Ottawa is definitely going to be a playoff team. Whose spot are they taking? Like, do they take Boston? Then that leaves the wild card. You know, like, does the wild card stay the same? Like Flyers and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh had a hot start to the season, but they've been like on a slow decline ever since. So I just don't see it. I thought the Islanders would be that team right now, but like the way they've been playing, like they've been playing a lot better than I expected them to do. The Islanders, but like with this rash of injuries that they've been like Palmieri out for the season.
Yeah.
Romanov, I think he's out. Is he out
pretty much for the season? Yeah.
Yeah, because I think he's like a 6-month time frame or something like that.
It was 5 to 6 months was the.
Yeah, right. And the Rangers are trash. I'm sorry. Like I just don't believe in the Rangers.
Can't have confidence in them. No.
Yeah, I called it even before the season. I think I'd pick them 6th in the division in the Metro. Detroit, another fraudulent team. They had a hot start also, but like they were carried by like Larkin and the Brinkett and Raymond that had like incredibly hot starts. Like they were like scoring their problems away, but now they set back to reality. The one team that I'm a little bit disappointed in that I thought would be a little better this year was Columbus. I thought Columbus was gonna actually
Yeah, me too.
be a little better, but they've been struggling. They've been like pretty mid all year.
And there's still time. They could be one of those late
Yeah.
booming teams in the season.
But look, now you have Florida and you have the Leafs, right? That are like at almost practically the bottom of the division.
Yeah, where they should stay.
Yeah. Granted, like Florida, man, they've played so much hockey the last 3 years. Plus, like they're decimated with injuries.
Yeah.
So would I be shocked if they missed the playoffs this year? You know what? I actually wouldn't. I honestly wouldn't be shocked. Toronto missing the playoffs, would I be shocked? No, because I fucking called it. I called it at the start of the season. I told you guys that Toronto was not going to make the playoffs this year.
You were the one, yeah. You did.
There's still time.
Yeah.
They could maybe figure it out, but there is so many issues on that team right now. So many issues.
You know what I heard? And this is from apparently Elliot Friedman reporting. Boston and Toronto are talking about moving Nylander to Boston.
Really?
The
person
the other way?
Where I saw it,
unless they're getting McAvoy.
It said that was from Friedman was talking about it. So I don't know. Yeah, really. Who are they going to trade? Who's going to go back the other way?
Exactly.
I don't know.
It would have to be like star player for star player. Like, but
who's on Boston? That's
well, it would have to be McAvoy or Pasternak. We'd have to one of the two. Like,
McAvoy's out for a while, so that's not happening.
But that's right. So what would Boston even have to offer?
I don't know. Like I said, I just saw this and it caught my eye because they said Elliot Friedman mentioned it. So
I find that weird because I didn't even he hasn't even mentioned it on 32 Thoughts. So
it could be a bullshit meme. I just saying, and I blew it off kind of like that. So maybe it is.
I think it was because he hasn't mentioned anything. And if anything, he keeps on saying how highly regarded he is by the Toronto Maple Leafs and everything, and like they love him and they if there was a time to move him, it was like 2-3 years ago when they should have fucking moved one of him or Marner and actually fixed that defense. But but now if you take him out, if you take Marner out and you don't get an elite forward coming back. That leaves you with Tavares and Matthews. And Matthews, he's back now. He's back, but how long is he back for until he gets hurt again? Who knows?
Who's back? Matthews is back.
He isn't the Matthews of old either.
Yeah, Matthews was back last game. I think it was his first game back or 2 games ago. I can't remember.
They need to remove the C from Matthews. If they want him to respond, I think it's too much for him to have the C.
I don't know, but no, there's way too many issues on that Toronto Maple Leafs team. That Marner loss was huge, and they thought they thought getting a bunch of fourth liners would help their cause. Come on, guys.
Your leading point getter, and you don't replace him.
Oh,
that's insanity.
And your defense is old and can't move the puck.
It's Toronto.
Come on, man. Well, no, but that's it. No, look, the East. If I think there's if I have to say, look. Pittsburgh, I don't think is making the playoffs. I don't. Us, honestly, I think we have a legit shot. I think we have just as good a shot as the Islanders do, as Columbus does, or even the Rangers, because it's looking like at least maybe 1 or 2 teams from the Metro surprisingly might actually end up with the 2 wildcard spots.
Yeah, it looks like it right now.
Honestly, for me, that's the biggest shock of the season so far is how weak the Atlantic is compared to the Metro. It's nuts.
Still early though, but yeah, I agree.
Still early, but I don't know, kind of weird. But yeah, that's it. And just watch out for Buffalo. I'm just saying, watch out for Buffalo.
I will never believe in Buffalo until Buffalo proves me wrong. They're the New York Jets of the NHL.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
All right, my turn here. Scroll back up, Rick, please, just so I can see. No, the other way. There you go. All the way up. I want to see the Atlantic too. I'm going to go team by team. There we go. Let's start with the teams in the playoffs. Tampa, they're not going anywhere. They'll be a top 3 team. I don't know if they win that division, but they will definitely make the playoffs. That is a team that just will not die. They feel like the equivalent of what the Penguins used to be. They are a team with legitimate top-end forwards. Their depth is gone, but they have a legit number 1 goalie still. Their top 4 D core is still solid, although they've kind of been a bit banged up with injuries, but still good there. Bruins are pretenders. They're going to fall out. It's not if, it's when. Their forward core is still laughable. They have a few good players. Pastrnak, who's currently hurt. Obviously, Geeky is one of the best contracts, if not the best in hockey. Pavel Zacha is showing to be a legit 2C. I like Fraser Minton, but there's a lot of holes on that Bruins team. McAvoy is currently still out with no timetable to return from his jaw injury. And now Pastrnak is hurt too. So Lindholm is also hurt, who, a.k.a. we all said was a terrible signing from day one. Cam would not admit it, and maybe he finally will now.
Maybe.
Montreal will be fine. I don't know where they'll end in that division or wild card, wherever, but they'll make playoffs. There's too much talent on that team. I know their goaltending has been rough lately. I still think they're good enough to make the playoffs, so I wouldn't worry too much, Rick. This is coming from an unbiased take. I would be pleasantly surprised if they miss playoffs. I don't see it happening. I think they'll probably be right around where they are, the 3 spot, maybe the first wild card at worst. Carolina, New Jersey, they're both not going anywhere. They're both making playoffs. Washington, I do think they make it. I'm not convinced they end up in the top 3. If you asked me an hour ago, I think Philly would be making playoffs. After Tyson Forster's arm exploding, I don't know how confident I feel as much because he got ruled out of the game. I know it is kind of a thing that we don't talk about current games live going right now, but I think that's a massive update. He got ruled out very quickly from his upper body injury. I think he is going to miss a lot of time from this non-contact injury.
We don't know yet, though.
A massive loss for the Flyers if that deems to be true. So we'll see. I do think, if you ask me today if the Flyers are a playoff team, I will say still yes. But my confidence has gone down a little bit. I think they'll be the last team to make it and be the second wild card. Pittsburgh's a pretender. Fuck the Penguins. I don't care if they beat us tonight. That team is still just so limited. The D-core is a Bills Mill. Silvos is good, but Jari is Jari. They don't have the depth. They're going to be sellers at the deadline. They know that team is limited, and if they were smart, they'd sell off sooner rather than later. Carlson, Rust, et cetera, et cetera. There's going to be some guys being sold there soon. Maybe even Malkin. Who knows? So I have 2 teams in the playoffs right now currently missing. That would be the Bruins and Penguins if I had to pick my replacement teams. This is the tough part. I'm going to say Florida and Columbus. I'm going to say I think Ottawa will be the first team out. I'm going to say Florida, when they get Matty Tkachuk back, that team flips a switch and he becomes a mental add-on to that team. Brad Marchand looks like he's found the fountain of youth, and Tkachuk, massive boost for that team in a month. As long as they can hang in there, I don't think they're going to be out of it. Once they get him back, they're going to get going. Do I think they're going to be a cup team this year? No. I think there's the second round is their ceiling. And I like you, Eric, I am still a significant believer in Columbus. That team has a lot of young talent. I like their prospect pool. The only thing I think they fucked up recently is the Caden Lindstrom pick. That is looking worse and worse.
Yeah, that's looking bad.
Is underperforming play, but
But I can tell you, Matt and I love that pick for them.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
I can tell you that.
I'm sure you did, because you wouldn't have landed Demidov if they went the other way. They fucked up there.
Stupid Columbus.
If they picked Demidov, they would probably be a surefire playoff team right now. But they went with the dumb pick, the guy with back issues, and we've seen that in prior history, and he's looking like the rotten apple out of the top 10. No disrespect to the kid. I hope he does have a successful career, but I would be significantly surprised if he does. But Columbus and Florida are my picks. Rick, to your great pleasure, I do think I am now officially on board of the Toronto Maple Leafs missing the playoffs. I think there are too many issues there. They have injuries in net. I think losing Marner has shown to be too significant of a loss. They don't look like the team of old. They probably are going to win. They'll probably end up maybe like the third or fourth team out. I think there's too many issues there. The Rangers are a mess. The eyes are scam as the eyes are scam. I hate the Islanders wingers. Ottawa, I think it's going to just barely miss, and Buffalo is Buffalo. Enough said. So that's my picks. If I had to go exactly where they end up, I'll say Tampa holds on to the division lead. I'll give the 2 spot to. Boy. You know what? I think Florida catches enough fire to get to that spot. Call me crazy. I think Florida catches enough fire to get to the 2 spot. It's still very bunched up. I think Montreal will be the 3 spot, so that'll be a Florida-Montreal first-round series.
Whoa.
I think the Metro, the top 3 as is right now, remain exactly the same. And then I will say the first wild card is Columbus. The second one is Philadelphia. And that is my playoff predictions as of this time.
All right.
Flyers and Lightning will be the first round series, and we get mollywopped in 5.
Oh, yeah. No, upset.
I listen. The optimist to me hopes that. The realist to me is gonna pick.
Vladar's gonna have a 9:30 in that series. We're gonna play some Rick Talk
Now
and
you're
shut down
talking my
hockey.
language. Flyers, Lightning, Canadians,
series.
Panthers, Hurricanes, CBJ, Devils, Capitals. See, we'll come back to this in April and see how wrong I am. All right, who hasn't gone yet?
Whose turn is it? Put your hand up.
Yeah, I think didn't Nordy lead off?
No, not with these. I haven't gone yet. I had to step out. Alicia's a little under the weather. I had to take care of something.
Lead the way, Nortiega.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start at the top, work my way down. I think Tampa stays in the playoffs. Really kind of a little surprising for me that they're this good, just considering their age of the team. I think Boston falls out. And McAvoy, I don't think he's back till after New Year's. Still
Yeah,
at least what's going on with David Pasternak. If those 2 guys are out, I mean, like we stated, Morgan Geeky's going to cool off. At that point, I don't know who's going to score goals. Jeremy Swayman can only take them so far. It honestly kind of reminds me of like Habs teams of the last, few years of Bergevin where, Carey Price had to put the team on his back. And again, that only takes you so far. Well, Montreal, I think if we can kind of get goaltending back to where we need it to be, I think we should stay right around here, third, maybe second in the division. But definitely, I think a playoff team. I think there's too much talent on the team to not make the playoffs, and I think, as long as we stay in the mix there, once we kind of start getting guys back from injury, I know in January I got Gooley and Dak, but again, who knows if Dak can stay healthy after that? I hope so, but you never know. And then, if we do, if we are in the playoffs, Newhook will be back in time for that. So, hopefully we stay there. And I think if that does happen, I do think, the Canadians could do a little damage. In the Metro, I agree with Alex. I think the top 3 stay the same. Just don't really see any team kind of moving up there to knock them out. And the wild card, I think, Pittsburgh's age will catch up to them. And I think they do end up falling out. With Philly, until you kind of said that Forrester got hurt tonight, I was kind of in the mindset that they might be able to squeak into a wild card spot. But Forrester being out and how long he might be out, I can't say that. I think Philly will hold on to the spot. I think they may end up dropping out, but I think the wild card spot, the race for the wild card spots will be dogfight. If I had to pick, I guess 2 new teams to jump into the wild card spot. I think Florida might get kind of in range, but I think again, down the stretch, the amount of hockey the team's played and all the injuries, what kind of hole are they in when they get mostly health, get back to at least as full health as they can, because obviously Barkov's done for the year. The torn ACL, Matty Tkachuk, I think, should be back before the Olympics. you know, that'll spark them a little bit. But again, you know, there's a lot of other key injuries that they have. So interested to see how they kind of how they navigate that. I think right now I might have to slide the Islanders in just barely. But again, I think it's going to come down. It's probably going to come down to the last week of the season. You know, I think there'll be at least 4, maybe even 5 teams in contention for that spot.
So the Islanders are one. Who's the other?
God, I mean, it's tough because the Rangers can't win at home. So I don't really have a lot of confidence in them kind of being there. You know, the Red Wings, again, have been very up and down. Ottawa with Brady Tkachuk, I think, could certainly make a push there. You know, maybe Ottawa squeaks into that second wild card spot. Islanders on the first one. Because again, I just there's flaws with all the other teams. You know, I think Columbus could maybe again be there at the end. I don't necessarily know if they have enough to get in, but I think they'll be right there at the end. Again, like I said with Florida a few minutes ago, there's just a lot of injuries. What does that hole look like that they might have to dig themselves out of? You know, once they get back to sort of full health. Toronto, I think misses. I think they're kind of on a downward spiral right now. They really don't have a team identity. No one really knows what's going on. No one's really done any. Like Brad Treliving's been radio silent. You know, I don't know what. I mean, I think they have to make a move soon, like within 2 weeks. You know, to at least give a semblance of hope, because the team as constructed right now is not a playoff team. I don't think it's close to a playoff team. And you know, Buffalo's been rebuilding since I was in 5th grade, so going on like 16 years now.
Yep.
So,
I think they'll be right there at the bottom.
Into a playoff spot first: the Buffalo Sabres and the New York Jets.
Sabres. I gotta say
Sabres, because I don't. I'd be looking at both divisions and looking at the way the wild cards work in the NHL and how much more parity there is in the NHL.
It's the official battle of suck.
I'd have to go Buffalo.
Woody Johnson, sell the team.
Yeah, that's my take on the East.
Okay, I just have a question for you guys. Try not to look. Don't look at the standings. Okay, don't look at the standings in front of you. Don't look at them.
Okay.
How many teams in the Atlantic Division have a positive goal differential?
Without looking,
I think it's 1.
2.
I think it's just Tampa.
You're right, Nordy. One team, Tampa Bay, plus 19. The rest, red.
I knew it was bad, but I thought maybe one may have snuck in at this point. Nope, they all suck.
I just realized that now. I'm like, oh my God. In the Atlantic, you only have 2 in the negatives. In
that whole
the
division's
Central,
been a letdown this year as a collective whole. I've got to say.
The Central, you only have 2. And actually, in the Pacific, you also only have 1 with positive, but you have Vegas at 0. So,
meanwhile, the Metro has 6.
Yeah. It's nuts.
Metro's been the best division in hockey. Let that sink in.
Yeah, it kind of has. Yeah. Like the Central's top heavy. Like, because you have Colorado and Dallas that are just fucking going gangbusters on the league. And Minnesota's picked it up after like a terrible October. But yeah, or else like the Metro's like the most kind of like consistent division. There's not like a true shit team. Then you have Carolina. You could say maybe they're like a top-ish team in the league. But even at that, it's been the most consistent division. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's surprising how much those 2 divisions especially kind of flipped this year. But, it's still a lot of hockey to play. We're not even a third of the way through the season. So let's see how things are a couple weeks from now.
Yeah.
But yeah, does anyone have anything else to add on the standings?
No, I'm good.
All righty, so let's move on. I'm going to kind of do a little bit of improv coming up on this next topic, and I kind of want to talk about the upcoming Stadium in Winter Classic. So, obviously, it was announced last year that the Winter Classic and Stadium Series are both be in Florida this year. You got the Panthers and Rangers and Tampa Bay and Boston. I want to ask you guys your opinion. What do you think as a collective whole about having these outdoor games in Florida? Do you think it's something that is going to be something that could work out? Or do you think it's going to be something that's going to be like, oh, the ice is going to be really choppy. This could have been a mistake just even trying this. I get the fact that they want to spread the game, more down south and try to expand the game throughout the country as a whole. Do you think this is going to work out, or do you think it's going to be tough keeping the ice in good shape down in South Florida and Tampa Bay?
I think it's a cool idea. Like, honestly, look, is it gonna work? I guess we'll have to see. Like, is the ice gonna be great? Probably not. Probably won't be the best ice. But look, at the end of the day, man, you know what? They're trying something new. They're trying something cool. It could work. And like, man, how awesome would it be to watch a hockey game in a t-shirt and flip flops? I don't know. That's kind of cool. I find it interesting. So. No, we'll see. I'm sure it'll be like a fun event for the fans because look, at the end of the day, now all these outdoor games, it's more for the fans that are there. It's more for the experience. If I'm not mistaken, they've been losing actual TV viewership has been
they
down.
They don't advertise it anymore. People don't know these games are coming until days beforehand. They need to do a better job of advertising these. That's my big issue with the outdoor games.
Yeah, that's honestly that's a big issue that the NHL definitely has to fucking adjust their game plan, adjust their advertising or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, no, but I think it's kind of a cool, it should be a cool experience, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. How about you, Rick?
What kind of ice are they using?
Well, it's going to be some type of synthetic ice.
It's going to be regular ice.
They probably have machines under it to keep it cold.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be at night. They're going to have the machine on them.
Is it a night game? I thought it was a day game.
Dude, is it a day game? You can't play an outdoor ice hockey game in Florida in the daytime.
No, you can't. You can't
play hold on.
Even with the machines under it. You play in the daytime.
No, there's no way that's played in the day. Impossible.
It is at night. You're correct. It's an 8 p.m. puck drop.
Yeah.
My opinion is I don't really give a shit about those kind of games, so I don't care.
Not a fan of the outdoor games?
No, not particularly.
It's weird, because it felt like the Flyers were part of these things every year or every other year, but I feel like they haven't been Lake Tahoe was the last one 3 years ago.
And Montreal's not in general. Maybe that's why. Montreal doesn't do a lot of these, so maybe that's why I don't really care. But they don't do it.
The last one we had was the one against the Devils in 2023. It was part of the New York Stadium Series where they had Rangers, Isles, and Flyers, Devils.
We played an outdoor game in 23.
Yep, at MetLife.
Second year of the Habs had was that Winter Classic, Rick, but here at Gillette. I think that's the last time the Habs played outside.
Yeah, they don't play a lot.
The last time the Habs were in one, I think you were right, Nody. It was a Winter Classic game in Gillette against the Bruins.
Yeah, problem is,
I think that was the last one.
But hey, never fear, everyone. Bettman's going to put Chicago in a Winter Classic again. I'm sure that'll be something new, like he does every other fucking year.
Problem is, if you want to put an outdoor game in Montreal, where are you going to do it, Rick? There's nowhere to really do it.
Wherever the Alouettes play.
Right.
Molson Stadium, they can't fit a.
Is the
what's up
Expos
there, 20,000?
The only outdoor arena. That's the only outdoor stadium I can think of.
No, you can't. You can't put it. If anything, you do at Saputo. I think Saputo holds more than. Saputo Stadium holds more than the Alouette Stadium.
Is the Expos old stadium still there?
No, they're not going to do it there.
They're not going to the Big O. They're not going to the Big O.
The Big O falling apart.
But if they repair it, because they're supposed to be repairing the roof again.
Yeah, for $1 billion. I don't know. I don't know.
But maybe once the Big O is fixed, that's somewhere where they can maybe do an outdoor game. But technically, with the roof closed, you're not outdoors. You're still indoors.
That's right.
So it's
yeah, and Jerry Stadium is tennis, so it doesn't hold enough.
No.
Where does TF Montreal play? The MLS?
That's it, Saputo Stadium. It's
that's what I thought, yeah.
How much does that hold?
It only holds I think it's about 15 to 20 max.
Okay, so why would that be? Isn't that what the Owls No, maybe not.
No, the Owls I think hold a little bit less, but either way, like usually these outdoor games hold like 60 to 70,000 people. Like they do these massive stadiums.
Well, it depends on where you're playing, but yeah.
So maybe that's why they don't have it here in Montreal. Obviously,
No, Montreal doesn't have the infrastructure to hold one. Like it wouldn't be worth it. Like,
but still, Montreal could be in another city and being part of a game.
Oh,
they
yeah.
don't seem to get a lot of
That
games.
I agree with.
100% right.
They
You're
don't
100%
get
right.
these games, so I never got interested in them because of that. I guess.
We always lose the outdoor games, so I never look forward to them. The only one the Flyers won was Wayne Simmons' last game as a Flyer when they played against the Penguins. That was it. When they had the game at Lincoln Financial. I think every other outdoor game we've played, we've lost. So I'm all set with them. I think we're like 1-4 in them. So, at least for the Flyers to play them. We just always seem like we lose them.
I haven't played outdoor hockey in a long time.
They lost at Fenway against the Bruins in 2010. They lost at home at Citizens Bank in 2012 against the Rangers. And they did the home and home with the Penguins within a 2-year span. The home team won both games of those.
The hell was that?
What?
Not that sorry, it was football.
And then we lost against
the other
the
part.
Devils in MetLife. What was that? You're right, Nordy. I don't even know what I just watched there.
You're right.
You both got thrown off by that mess.
Oh, Rick.
Oh, the kicker kicked the ground.
What?
That'll
What?
be on not top 10.
Rick.
You got just me and Nordy are watching the Pats game while we're doing this, but yeah, the outdoor Winter Classic idea in Florida as a collective whole, I hope it works out, but I do have my concerns about how the quality of the ice. Even if you have that game at night, like at 8:00, it's still probably going to be at the coldest, like 60 in South Florida. So, is that going to be sustainable?
Eric, what did you say to me?
Yeah, no, sorry, Rick. Just quick. Sorry, you were actually right. Molson Stadium actually holds 23,000.
There you go.
Where Saputo only holds 19,600.
Yeah, it wasn't me though. Matt suggested it actually. No,
but you had.
Well, I was thinking the Owls because I knew it was a football stadium. But if it's Molson Stadium, the Habs got to play there.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's because it's Molson Percival Stadium is where the Owls play, and it holds 23,025 people.
Yeah, the reason I said that though, I saw one of the playoff games, right, for the Grey Cup, and I saw it, and so it brought it back. Like I could picture it, and I thought it is bigger than Saputo.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I thought it was smaller than Saputo. Yeah, Saputo's only 19,619. So it's not like it's about a 4,000, less than 4,000 difference, but
it's still significant for tickets.
Sorry, 2,000 difference, 2,005.
So yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna do an outdoor game here.
No, not unless they build a new baseball stadium.
In Tampa, I think they're playing there as a what? James Raymond Stadium where the Bucks play.
I think so. Or was it where the Tampa Bay Rays play? I don't know.
I believe it's where the Bucks play. Raymond James Stadium. I got the names flip-flop, but Raymond James Stadium where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play, I believe is where they're going to be playing. That is a very nice field, by the way. When I went to go visit Tampa, I drove by and looked at the field.
Raymond James is really nice.
Really nice field. So that is a quality facility just in general. So out of the two, that's the one I probably feel more comfortable. Plus Tampa's a little bit cooler compared to South Florida. Tampa is like in the middle of the state, where obviously the Panthers are going to be down in the southern part of the state. Enough said. Plus it'll be in February. Might be a tad warmer. We'll see. But yeah, I feel more confident about that one not having as many issues. But yeah,
let's them do it in Vegas. Midsummer.
They did do it in Vegas, didn't they?
Midsummer?
Not this summer. They did against Seattle.
But
that game was in Seattle. I'm sorry.
Midsummer. Let's see them do Vegas midsummer.
Oh God,
yeah, that's not gonna happen.
That wouldn't be. They wouldn't be skating. They'd be swimming.
Yeah, that'd be swimming. Polo.
Well,
it does get cold at night, though.
If they play at Allegiant, it's indoor.
Oh,
we're talking about outdoor games.
The Raiders are. What's the point of the Winter Classic?
Yeah, I know. It has to be an outdoor game.
Wait, we're talking about outdoor games, so yeah, it has to be.
Bird, is that the first time a kicker kicked the ground?
I don't know. I think he broke his ankle trying to kick the ball and he missed. I've never seen that before.
He kicked the ground. Like his foot came down. He toed the ground.
That's embarrassing. I've never seen that before. Is that Young Hoku?
Yep.
No wonder why. All right. Sorry to get off topic.
Back to your regular scheduled hockey program after a football break.
Does anyone else have a topic to talk about for tonight?
Well, I just wanted to touch just like quickly. We don't have to spend that much time, but like I have a little bit of a concern. And my concern is like I think like I feel like we're not gonna get that many trades this year. Like I think it's gonna be like a very boring, like I don't know, even trade deadline or something. Like
a lot of the guys who are expiring are not going to be moving because they already got re-signed. I'd have to look at NHL expiring contract list, but you might. I would not.
Like even just sellers, like Vancouver, Nashville, Calgary, maybe sellers, and like even I don't know. I find that there's I don't know. I feel like this parity, like it's great for like I guess for like the NHL and for like teams like revenue wise and everything. Obviously, like it's great and everything, but now it's like you have like maybe one or like 2-3 teams that might be sellers, and even at that, they don't even have the greatest things to sell. And I don't know. I'm just saying I'm concerned that this year is going to be very dull, like trade wise.
Yeah, I mean, with all the extensions we've seen, I think I could see where you're coming from with that. I think a lot of these teams are going to have to be very creative. But one of the things that could counteract your point a little bit is the new rule with LTIR. Actually, in a way, it might benefit your point now that I'm thinking about it, because teams aren't going to be able to put a full LTIR on their cap unless if they're out for the season. Exactly. So a team like Florida could be a significant buyer if they decide to put Barkov out for the season. But some of these teams that used to use the LTIR loophole until the playoffs, they can't do that anymore. So you know what? Now that I think about it, I think that kind of favors your point more. So you may be onto something. Plus, with all these guys that have extended already, it could be a bit of an issue to try to find a team that would be willing to part with a guy who's got a little more term. This is a year you could see a guy like Rasmus Ristolainen, who has 2 years left on his contract, move versus some of these guys with 1 year left. If you could showcase him and he stays healthy, so that could be a player to watch. The Flyers tried moving him last year, and they didn't. I wouldn't say they didn't get any biters, but they didn't get anyone to match the price that they wanted. But I definitely could see some teams try to hone in on him this year, especially if with all the a lot of the expiring contracts being gone for sure.
I don't know. What scares me the most is I find like even like you brought up Risto and the Flyers, but like they're actually a perfect example because like I find, especially like I said, with all this parity, come the trade deadline, like everyone's gonna still think they're in it. Everyone's gonna still think like, oh man, we still got a shot, so we're not gonna sell. But then it's like you have like those maybe 2 or 3 like actual sellers that are like, yeah, well, you know what? I have this, but I'm like, I want like 2 first-round picks for Michael Bunting. Like, are you fucking serious? Like, I'm not giving you 2 first-round picks for Michael Bunting.
Or where a team like Nashville is saying they want a first and a prospect for Ryan O'Reilly, like chill. I get it. Ryan O'Reilly's a nice piece. He's 35, and you're not giving that much up for a 35-year-old, even with an extra year of term left. Like, this is what people need to take a step back and relax a little bit.
Yeah. But then again, like look what the Islanders got for Brock Nelson last year. Though they got a first and
that's
a top.
That's because he has a long neck, and they all got intimidated.
But then again, Nelson younger, they ended up extending.
He was what, 33?
33.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So yeah, you may have a point there as
younger,
well.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm just joking. Any Islanders fans, I have no issue with Brock Nelson. I just say I like busting his chops because he's got a long neck. But I mean, it makes you think the deals that could happen, teams could be making massive overpayments. So honestly, I do think you have some significant points between, like as we just brought up, the the LTIR loophole being wrapped up and, all the guys that have been signed already. But I wonder how much the rising cap's going to play into this too. I think we will see where I don't think we'll see as much moves as prior years. I do think on the opposite side of that, we'll see more moves with guys with a little more term being moved because there's not as many expiring contracts. And like I said, expiring a guy like Ristolainen would be a perfect example of that.
Oh. But like you have to feel like you're out of it to actually sell, and that's my big concern. Like with all this parity, is like teams will be like, no, but we're only like 4 points out of a playoff spot. Like, why would we sell?
I think a team like Pittsburgh will acknowledge they need to sell.
I like Pittsburgh has all kinds of assets that they could sell. Like they have so many guys that are on UFA expiring contracts.
I hope Dubas is an idiot and says, let's do it one more time.
And the thing is, I don't even think it's Dubas. That's the worst part. Is I think Dubas understands like the job. But I think it's
Sports Group, baby.
I think it's ownership that are like
Fenway Sports Group, baby. They're ruining the Red Sox, now they're ruining the Penguins.
Like,
well, not as much.
I honest to God, I hope whatever little assets they accumulated in the last year or so is that they somehow like delude themselves into thinking that they actually have a chance and sell off whatever they accumulated and then just flame out first round or miss the playoffs.
Oh, that would be great. That would be fantastic. I hope that's what they do. We'll see.
Oh, that would be great.
Does anyone else have anything else to add to that point?
No, I got nothing.
I think we're good.
Doherty?
No, I think we did real well.
All right. Does anyone else have any other extra topics to add to the show?
I brought nothing.
You brought nothing?
I brought nothing this week. Sorry.
I mean, the only other thing I can really think of, but it's no. I mean, it's relevant, but it's still a little ways away. Is the concern now around the ice arena for the Olympics?
Yeah, that's right.
There's some significant issues with the construction. They might not be able to test it.
Yeah, I know. They said they haven't finished building the arena yet, have they?
No, it was supposed to be done by now. They were going to have a test.
They only have a little over 2 months.
Test tournament, I think, like this week or next week.
Yeah.
To make sure everything, ran smoothly. They're not, like, from what I saw, they're going to test it, like, I think 2 weeks before the games. It's like,
yes.
Like, there's a lot of concern. And it's like the ice, I think, is going to be fine, but it's just more so, like, how's the arena gonna do? Like, it's brand new. It's untested. Like,
Italy.
Where
Milan.
Italy?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the wine is
My
really
question
good.
is, who's going to be icing a team for Team Italy in the Olympics?
If
I don't think no disrespect to the Italian culture because I'm half Italian. My girlfriend's fully Italian. I live with an amazing Italian family. I love them all. But I don't think I know one single Italian hockey player.
Like pure Italian, like actually born in Italy?
Yeah.
No. I don't even think
Okay,
there's one.
but they don't have to be born there. They have to have parentage so they can get.
No, apparently there's a rule, and because me too, I was like, well, why doesn't Italy just go? You know how many like Italian Canadians, Italian Americans are actually playing in the league right now? That like look, me personally, myself, like I'm first generation Canadian. I have Italian citizenship. I do.
Mm-hmm.
So like. There's others like me, and like if you would take like guys that will never
Team Italy.
No, but like you take guys that will never make Team Canada on an Olympic roster, guys that will never make Team USA on an Olympic roster.
Right.
If you take those guys, you can actually make a competitive team for Italy. But I remember which part it was I heard, but apparently you need to have at least played 2 years of competitive hockey in that country or something like that to be eligible to play for you. It can't just be citizenship or residency. You have to have at least 2 years of either play or something in that country. So, but or else I think it would be fucking cool and it would be a great exercise just to see like who, like if we can make like an Italy roster with just like players that have Italian Canadian and like US, like that'll be I think that would be kind of cool.
If you have an Italian citizenship, then yes, that would make it a lot more interesting that you could add that to the loop. But
and in net for Team Italy, number 1, Eric Martino.
The problem with the Italian
but a
team,
.437 save percentage.
the problem with the Italian team is once they get scored against the first goal, they give up. Oh, we give up. That's an old joke.
That's France.
That's the
French.
Now,
Yeah.
I know that's just a bad joke. I do have something to add.
Let's hear it.
Carter Hart is set to make his first NHL fucking start.
Yeah, and Cal Foote ended up signing an AHL contract. Throw that up there too.
Chicago Wolves. He signed with the Chicago Wolves, I think.
Yes.
Chicago Wolves, yeah.
Not a fan. You know my feelings. I'm glad he's gone from our organization, and I hope he gets lit the fuck up. And we play against Vegas very soon in Philly, and that game's going to be on ESPN. And I hope Hart's starting, and I hope we light him the fuck up.
Yeah, I hope he gets booed a lot.
Oh, he's going to get fucking eviscerated with boos.
I hope so. I do. Anyway, I thought I'd bring that up. That's what I got.
Yeah, nope, that's valid.
What the AHL affiliate of the Carolina Hurricanes?
Who?
Hurricanes.
The Hurricanes, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You would think it's the Blackhawks, but it's
no. The Blackhawks is Peoria, isn't it? Blackhawks?
I think so. I don't remember.
Used to be anyway. I don't know if it still is. I'm aging myself. Say Peoria.
First world problems, right?
What's that?
I said first world problems, right?
Yeah. All right, that's it. So that's all we got.
All right. So with
All
that
right,
being said, that is going to wrap things up for tonight. If you guys have anything you would like us to talk about in a few episodes, give us a comment, throw it out there. Give us a like. We always appreciate that. And as always, please throw out some subs. We're working to get to 500 subs. As of the recording of this video, we are at 311, so we got a bit of a journey still to go. But each and every subscription that you do give us helps us along the way. So please hit that sub button. We would greatly appreciate it. We are doing a little bit of a giveaway from the Highbrew Nation, where Cam Sakarzik will be giving up a signed Providence Bruins hockey stick. Check that out and look into that. He will explain how the contest works there. But yeah, with that being said, give us any support you can. We greatly appreciate it. But that is going to do it for this episode of the Pucking Around podcast. We love you all. Take care. And as always, have a good one. We'll see you next week.
See you next week, y'all.
Ciao.
Promise that you'll kiss me.